Hello everyone and welcome back to TWIG, or This Week in Gaming. I'm your host, Josh B. from Mercland Gaming, and today we are covering all of the gaming news that happened this week, the week of August 14th. This week we have new information for the game Like a Dragon Gaiden, an update on Starfield with how much storage it will be taking up, some sad news with the Xbox 360 store shutting down, Exoprimal's first big update, and of course, Modern Warfare 3's reveal event and what we will be expecting from the game. Let's jump right into it. Starting off this week, we got an update on the Like a Dragon Gaiden game. In this next installment, titled The Man Who Erased His Name, we get to play as Kiryu as he goes about his life being a secret agent. The game will of course carry on the trend of having a very serious story with a wild and wacky side of content in it. The best surprise we got out of this update was that after you finish the game, you'll actually be able to play a special trial version of their next game, titled Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. You can get your hands on this new game and that demo at the end of the game when it releases on November 9th. Starfield is now able to be pre-installed earlier this week and has shown us just how big this game will be right out of the gates. The Xbox install size is a whopping 126 gigabytes, and the PC version is just slightly above it at 140 gigabytes. With these installs out to the public, people have started data mining through the files to get as much information as they can. People have been able to find out that there won't be any DLSS support in the game, which is actually kind of worrying a handful of gamers. They did, however, find support for AMD's super sampling software in the files, so people are guessing and kind of hoping that support for the other types of upscaling and support will be added in later patches to the game, either before day one or shortly after launch. And just to throw it out there in case you guys forgot, Starfield will be coming out in just a week or two on September 6th. Xbox announced earlier this week that their Xbox 360 store will be officially shutting down on July 29th, 2024. This shutdown will make anyone unable to purchase any games from the store indefinitely. However, you will still be able to install games that you've purchased before this date. With support for the store going down, people were starting to assume and speculate that the servers for the 360 games would also be shutting down slowly as we approach this date, or maybe even after. Of course, this is just people speculating, but with the large support for backwards compatibility for a large amount of Xbox 360 titles, we really doubt that the 360 servers in general will be shutting down anytime soon. Of course, it is still incredibly sad to see the cracks of the end of the 360 era, but we are glad that people will still be able to access and download any of their old digital 360 games. Exoprimal had their first huge update this week, adding a new version of all their exosuits. To unlock these new versions in-game, you'll have to level up the base version of each suit to level 20, or just buy their packs for all the alpha suits, because we still live in the times where you grind or you pay to skip the grind. Some of these suits are easier to use than others. Some examples of these suits are Deadeye Alpha trading its AR for a shotgun that when aiming down the sights is a 5-shot burst rifle, Nimbus trading its revolvers for shotguns, and Skywave trading its healing staff for summonable lightning. We will of course have to wait and see if they will add entirely new suits or not at a later date. And lastly, to end this week off, we have the reveal of Modern Warfare 3. They announced that the story mode for this new COD will be much different from the past COD games, with a focus on player choices as you will be able to explore and choose your own ways to take fights. There will also be hidden caches around different maps and levels that will have guns for you to use, and armament that are kill streaks for multiplayer like UAVs and Predator missiles. Along with this information given, they also told us about the biggest surprise, which is that the game will be featuring a zombies mode. This zombies mode will still be developed by Treyarch, but it is said to be very different from the classic round-based mode that we're kind of used to. Instead, this will be an extraction-based mode that is on a massive map with 24 players max instead of the normal 4. It's said to kind of be a mix of Cold War's Outbreak mode with Modern Warfare 2's DMZ mode. Another surprise that we learned is that the game will launch with all 16 launch maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 all the way from 2009, and will be fully updated and remastered to support all the new game modes. This COD is set to launch November 10th for the now standard $70 price tag, and when pre-ordering the game, you will have access to the open beta earlier than just the normal open beta. These dates and times for that beta are shown here. If you're a fan of the current COD meta and gameplay, make sure to take advantage of this beta and maybe even pre-order if you really enjoy it, because this game is really looking like it's going to turn out great. And that will be it for this week in gaming. Please make sure to check out all of our other videos and subscribe for more content coming in the future of all things gaming. This has been Josh B from Merkland Gaming, and I will see you next week for another episode of This Week in Gaming.